Hello everyone, it's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about this story coming out of Hialeah, Florida. Hialeah, Florida is someplace I try to avoid driving. Only if I really have to go there for something, I would go there. But if you know about Hialeah, Florida, you know. But anyway, we have a young man by the name of Frank Andres Guanche, who I'm not going to show the video here, okay? So if you're looking for the video, that's not here. You could go to local 10 if that's what you want to do. But as you can see, he pulled her up until she went to the car. It was some type of disagreement that they have, but of course, obviously, it's escalated. And I believe whoever this person's house that she went to, I don't even believe she lives there, because the lady says she doesn't even know them. So maybe they were, in a disagreement in the car, and then she got out to get away. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to let you hear from her what actually happened, though allegedly the video shows something else. Okay, let's go.
It was an argument that just got out of hand. I was not being held against my will.
Are you excusing the behavior that happened on that day?
I'm not excusing anybody's actions. I'm only here to state that he did not kidnap me nor abduct me. I did not feel endangered around him.
An arrest report notes redness and scratches on the woman, but she maintains Guanche had nothing to do with those marks.
He did drag me to the car, but he did not lay his fingers on me, as I told the police officers.
So here's a photo of this young man right here. And as you heard her in the telephone conversation with the news reporter, though she says she's not making excuses or whatever, she's actually making excuses, fam, basically. And what if she doesn't know, you're actually reinforcing this behavior. In a sense, you're, excusing bad behavior. I may even go too far, say, in a sense, rewarding bad behavior. Say, hey, you did all of this. And mind you, look like they have the same color clothing, they color coordinated. Not all the time. Sometimes you see people color coordinate with you that they really care and love you. But anyway, in the sense that you're just you're just reinforcing behavior by making excuses for it instead of calling it as it is. And this behavior just is going to escalate. This is like when Tony Gaskins uses the teddy bear example. Like a child, they have the teddy bear, they get upset, and then what they do, they either take off the arm or take off the eye, and then if the grandma or mother knows how to sew, because usually a grandmother or mother or some type of female figure comes in, and then what they do, they sew a button for the eye. If the eye came out, if the arm came out, they sew it back. So now what you're doing, without you even know, you are rewarding bad behavior. And what the child ends up doing, again, they take off something else. And then after doing it over and over again, if somebody doesn't intervene and say, you know what, I'm going to take this away from you because you don't appreciate stuff. If you keep on doing it, they take off something and you put it back. Take off something, put it back. You're rewarding bad behavior and reinforcing the behavior that you want to see. That is what you praise. But most of the time, what we do, bad behavior, that's what we reward. Like a child having a tantrum, and some of these stuff start when these kids are younger, and then when they get older, then they have these things escalates. A child having a tantrum and stuff like that, and just to get him to be quiet instead of leaving, you just give them what they want. So sometimes these things, that's where they stem from. They are a factor. And so she's excusing this behavior, even though allegedly the video shows something else. Yeah, he may not have held you against your will, but on the video it shows that he is pulling you all over the floor and put you in the car. And we don't even know what even happened in that car. And we all know, if you have worked with women that are in situations like this does not end well. This usually doesn't end well, especially if the woman is reinforcing this behavior by excusing it or by staying. This does not end well, and it really doesn't. It has like one or two results, basically. Especially unless they get a revelation and really leave, it's just going to get worse, even worse. But this is just a lesson for us who have daughters. If you have daughters, you have nieces, you have nephews, because boys go through it too. Because there are women that actually, a man may not be this way, but they put hands on them so they could actually turn into that. So there, and some women that's the way they are. So it happens to men and women. But if you have nieces, nephews, you have young kids, neighborhood kids, yeah, I know you don't want to have no children, you don't want to deal with anybody, but there are young people that need your help. And this is a lesson to us to talk to our young, because sometimes when a person is in the situation, you really can't say anything to them, because they are, especially when they have bonded with this person in relations by having a child, spending time together, talking for hours and hours and hours, they have already formed that oxytocin bond. So you really can't say anything to them. They have to get their own revelation and realize, this is not a good situation for me, I need to get out. Besides that, there's really nothing you can say to these people. That's why we have to do preventative measures. You have a young girl, young boy, impressionable, you inform them. Some stuff they're not going to learn in school. Some things you have to do as parents, as aunties and uncles, and you have to talk to them before they get into situations like this. If he could yell at you, he could raise his hands at you. And sometimes there may not be signs, like in a sense physical or verbal signs, but your intuition as a woman, as a man. Because I heard a story, this lady was saying her husband had did this to her. He didn't show inside, never yell at her, it was always nice, but it was one time she questioned him about something, and then it was the look that he gave her, and it was the look that he can put hands on her, and eventually he ended up doing this. And recently I was at a gas station, and I remember when she said that story, I saw this young man doing something similar to this. But the people in gas stations say that's what they always do. They always come there. The young lady always run over there, and then they always end up. But it was the look that this young man, because he was so upset for what he did. He said that she been starting problems all morning, and it was the look that I saw in his eye. And that split second, I was like, eventually, if this young lady don't get off this relationship, it's not gonna end well. For it was this look, I just can't explain. It's this look that and it's just as quickly as it appears, as quickly as it disappears. So you have to be really vigilant to see it. If you're not watching, you won't see this. It's like an evil, sinister look in a sense. But anyway, that's why we have to do our due diligence and teach our young girls and young boys how to vet people, ask the right questions, and to don't ignore their intuition. Sometimes you could ask all the right questions and everything, but your intuition, something is going to tell you something is off with this person. But sometimes we ignore it. That's what some of these things that happen, the inevitable will eventually happen if these people don't leave each other. But if we have people that we care about that have not that are not in situations like that, or have just started a relationship, don't be like, oh, I don't want to be in people's business and stuff like that. Please be in somebody's business. That's why if you show the person you care for them, always concerned about them, talking to them, when they're in certain situations like this, or just started a relationship, they will listen to you because they know you care for them. But sometimes, we just care for ourselves, basically, because many people are in situations like this and they are suffering. The other day, this young lady, she lost her life because she was in a situation like that and didn't tell anybody. She was just suffering behind closed doors while this man is putting hands on her. Didn't tell a lot of people. I think maybe she told one person or whatever. And he eventually took her life. This is what usually happens, is either they take your life or they maim you or change your life forever. So some stuff we have to do preventative measures. That's all we could do. And I believe the judge put out a stay away order for him, so he's supposed to stay away from this girl. But the way that she's making it excusing, I wouldn't be surprised if they together right now at this moment. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully sometimes when stuff like this happens, even if the person does not want to pursue charges, sometimes the state will still pick it up. Hopefully they hopefully they do. Just like that little I think he was a wrestler guy, and it was caught on video, the stuff that he was doing to his girlfriend at the time. I mean, that was, and then she came, I mean, this lady almost lost her life, and then she still was making excuses for this guy. I think he ended up marrying her so she doesn't testify against him. That's the stuff that they do. But anyway, no matter what you sow, you will reap some way, somehow. So even if he doesn't pay, the law doesn't make him pay, you don't get away with stuff like this. Life will definitely get you back. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.